Hello, welcome. If I sound different, it's because I'm actually using a real mic this time. I actually found this mic in some stuff I was looking through my storage, so I think it's actually a good time to start using this more. And I mean, I will still be doing box openings through my phone and stuff until I get a better setup, but this will make it nicer because I have been wanting to do market watches for a while. I even said it in my last video, but um, it sounds a little weird though. I do need a pop screen. I have one at home, but I couldn't find it, so I had to probably order a new one. Also, my mic is a little old, so the cable might cause it to cut out every now and then. I'm hoping it doesn't happen, but I'll try the best I can to stop that from happening. But for now, I figure since we're on the last day of the year, I figured why not do a video on the Market Watch? And for the Market Watch, I can cover most of the sets that were released this year, 2023. And starting off with Amazing Defenders, our first set of the year. This is a deck build pack. Had Rescue Ace, Pearly, and Makonkos. Clearly the prices have dropped significantly. I remember when CR Hydrants were 110, 120, but oh, how the mighty have fallen with a rescue ace hit on the ban list of airlifted to 1, as well as people mostly picking up Fire Kings and less people playing Rescue Ace, even though Rescue Ace is still good with like the Sinful Spoils package. You're seeing a price drop in Rescue Ace. Perlia has actually been seeing less play as well. I just don't think it's as good in the meta. So you've been seeing price drops in there as well. Isol ban, of course, so the CR is not going to be worth a lot. And then, of course, Makonkos, I don't know what happened with that. I think still a decently good deck, but I think the meta just shifted too much and it's just not as good against stuff like Fire King anymore and like even Rescue Ace, I guess. Um, in terms of prices, Rescue Ace Hydrants looks like about 20, 23 is market price, but it looks like 20 is the lowest listing. There's a lot of them listed too. I remember when these were 40 for the Ultras. Pretty Memories, 15, not bad. I don't know if Pearly will get hit in the next ban list or not. I actually can't remember if it got hit in this one. I know I think it got hit in the OCG, or maybe it was Master Duel. But yeah, Pearly prices have been dropping. And so are the Makonkos. And Makonko's main stuff is Arabesque and Ohime, but these are still relatively high priced. But then it drops very rapidly after that, because Turbulence is like $5. Um, do be aware, all the sets this year are probably going to be reprinted next year. So that is something to be aware of. A lot of these prices are going to drop, and of course, the earlier the set is in the year, the more the prices will probably drop over time. And with our next set, Photon Hypernova, our first core set of the year, this introduced cash tier support as the main thing. We also introduced support for Labyrinths from Tactical Masters, as well as the new Gold Pride archetype. It was a TCG exclusive first or whatever. Triple Tactics to us did go down pretty significantly. They were 100 because people had bought them out, but I guess people are relisting them because it is going to get reprint next year, so it's probably good to sell them off now. Starlights, man, Mirages used to be like 350, I think, and now like 240. Still good, but man, the prices have dropped because Grand Guignol is 100, and these three, I mean, Carry and Bucephalus were never worth a lot anyways, but man, Arise Tower is also banned too, so that doesn't help. Rates off. Fenrir wasn't hit on the ban list, so of course the price did go up because people might play this and Fenrir to search out Fenrir. Or in Manadium's case, they do, well, I guess some lists play Rate Soft because you are playing 3 Fenrir, 1 Scareclaw. But yeah, Rate Soft price did go up. It was bought out initially for a bit, like a week ago or so, but then it looks like it's kind of repopulated back to about 33, 35. I remember when these were like 80 or 90 because I did play Kashtira full power, so yeah. But these are still pretty high priced, along with Big Welcome Labyrinth. Again, these will be reprinted. Welcome Labyrinth was reprinted, but this will be reprinted later. The ulties are, I think, like 55 right now, but I'm not gonna look at the ulties. Um, After that, you get to Rise Heart. It's about 13, probably more like $15 actually. But this is, I think, it's played in Fire Kings because it is a fire attribute that you can destroy in your hand or discard from hand. I forgot which effect it is, but yeah, otherwise, yeah, no one's playing catch tier. Well, I guess some people can play catch tier. You can play like Fenrir control, I guess. Grand Guignol, I don't know if this is in the Bestial Runic deck that Joshua Smith won with at the YCS, but yeah, these prices have kind of maintained some relative high, so decently priced. But I mean, what, almost $70 a box. This set's not worth it. Some people talk about going back to old sets and buying out boxes if prices spike, but honestly, it's not worth it. You have to pull like the chase cards or you neg, and in this case, you are hard negging because even race off the big welcome like don't even plus you. It's really bad. Um, and then what? You're gonna pull like maybe a Theosis. That's not really worth anything because the next secret's Theosis. It's not worth a lot. Tiamat Cash Tier was somewhat expensive because people were buying it out for the Tiamat deck, but after people started playing Tiamat less, and with the YuGiOh and Kelduk ban, this went down pretty significantly. So, and then everything else is just kind of whatever. Um, next side set. This is such a sad set. Excel Synchro is still kind of pricey. It's been maintaining like that $30 price. Looks like 33, 34. But that's the only thing that's worth it because you're paying $50 a box. Guardian Chimera, you're only playing this in branded decks, really. And the brand Chimera, they're playing like 1 to 2 of these. Two at the very most. I think a lot of us just play one, maybe. Yeah, otherwise CRs, I guess, are still worth a decent amount, but like you in a case, it's like 3 to 4 maybe. Your next Ultra is Barone, and this just got reprinted in Maze of Memory, so this is worth absolutely nothing now, which is really sad. Rika Glamour is also in here too, which is a nice reprint, but like again, not really a popular deck in North America as compared to the EU. Also does not have, I don't think it has as many tops in North America as well. And along with that, Rika's did technically get hit. I guess Rika Sun Avalon. Dryas and Sunvine Healer got hits too, but I don't know if the Sunvine Healer hit is as bad. I think the Dryas hit probably hurts more, but still, the whole set it's not worth anything. It's a garbage set, as with most side sets. Then we get the Syax, Cyberstorm Access. Chaos Angels did spike up because Labyrinths play 2 to 3 of these, of course. But like otherwise, in general, if you're playing this in your deck, you're playing just one. 72 bucks, still not worth it. Guiding Quests, I think it's Fireworks. It is New Year's Eve. Guiding Quests were 70, I think, after Joshua Schmidt's win, but then these quickly calmed down. They were 40 for a while, but they are 50 now. But again, it'll be reprinted. Doesn't matter. If you're not playing this, doesn't matter. I think you're fine without it. Most decks don't need this. It's not like as generically good as some other cards. Like Chaos Angel is probably more generically better. Same with Dispatter, which is why Dispatter is about like $40, maybe a little less than 40. But here's the thing: like after these three, drops down significantly, right? Your secrets, you have 3 secrets here, all worth probably less than 25. This is market price 23, but you're only playing this in Vanadium. You can't really. Yeah, I guess you can splash Vanadium like some other decks. Like if you're trying to play a more Scare Claws or something, but otherwise you're not really playing a Vanadium engine. Well, I guess for branded synchros, Vicious is pretty decently splashable if you're running a 15-21 and the Visas, I guess. But yeah, a lot of the value has gone down. Morganites are still $3-4, which is pretty good for super, but yeah, everything went down significantly. The thing with core sets is that it generally only maintains relevant pricing on release, and then usually they quickly go down. There's only a few cards like these that stay that they can spike up, but otherwise, in general, most sets just kind of die out after like a month or two. But usually the initial weeks that are more popular, especially premiere weeks, when you go there, people are looking for cards, all that stuff. So it is what it is. And then our next deck build set, right? Wild Survivors. What a terrible set. VS having 7 secrets. Then you have Noblez, and then Transcendrix, I think, is the archetype. Vanquish Soul is still a decent deck. Just not as good compared to the rest of the meta. They did get tops for sure, but still, when you compare it to like Fire King's Rescue Ace, it's like those decks are just way better. Noblez doesn't really do much. Ground Xeno, this is like the only good new Dino card, and that's because it's just really good for Dino decks in general. I mean, the Xeno Meteorus. It's all the VS stuff that's worth money, but they've all dropped down. Like, you know, on release, Rosalind was like 30 plus, and then the Borders like 15, 20, Mad Loves were like 20. They've all dropped down significantly. Stake Your Souls were like 30, I think. But yeah, they've all dropped down significantly. They're not really worth anything. And then Battles of Legend. Monsters Revenge. First set of the year, where Sideside has a ton of high rarity cards. This is actually new though. I didn't realize IP Masquerade got bought out. What the hell? That's crazy. Last I checked, this was 200. It's like 250. I guess he got bought out. I guess people were afraid. Like they're just thinking, hey, like the Starlight's expensive, so why not get the QCRs? I wish this was the alt-art. I wish it was the alt-art, but unfortunately it's not. But yeah, $400. Honestly, at this point, I think the Starlight's like 900. Like they kind of just look the same. The Starlights and the QCRs look the same overall. So whichever one you get, it literally doesn't matter. They're both the same art anyways, so who cares? But yeah, I mean Masquerade got bought out. All these other QCRs are seeing some not really much movements. The late Labyrinth didn't move that much. Welcomes did. Sky Striker, Mobilize Engage kind of did initially, but just for a day or two, because in the OCG they unlimited engage. We could get that in the TCG. If we do, engage is something to look at for sure, because I mean you do play 3 of them in the deck, and this is a QCR that has a really nice alt art, to be honest. Let's see. Dark Armed. I think Dark Armed went up. Although I don't really know Dad that well. I wasn't playing around the time of like Dad format or whatever. I don't know, but I guess it went up. I'm not really sure why though. I'm not that intimate with that knowledge. Everything else is just low price. Quick fix: if for some reason Master Plan ever gets unbanned, this will quickly spiral out of control. Get it? Anyways. Yeah, but that will see a spike. All those spiral cards will, especially Master Plan, because that only has one printing. And I think a lot of the other spirals also have like only like 1 to 2 printings. Like I think Double Helix has like 1 printing also. But Duality also played in Joshua Schmidt's deck. I think it was to get. I can't remember what card it was to get out. What Fatal Unicorn or something? I don't remember. Either way, he played in his deck, and of course, anytime a deck tops YCS, people buy out the cards that are in the deck because 1, they're trying to scalp to make a profit. 2, they're trying to get the cards just in case, or 3, they're players who get them because they think getting the top winning deck will win your locals. Will let you go 4-0, even though realistically it never happens. They have to learn how to play the deck first. But whatever, we'll let those people dream. IPs are 6, 7 now. Yeah, people predicted that this would go up. I mean, IP is still a generically good link. That a lot of decks can run. Azaleas were short printed, so of course they still maintain that high price. This will probably get reprinted of this. This will get reprinted as Salt Synchrons, but Salt Synchrons aren't that expensive anyways. Super Bowl is still in the format, yeah. I mean, a lot of these, like, the price spikes are going to be depending on what the format is overall. There is a lot of potential here, but also a lot of these newer cards are going to get reprinted again, so it doesn't really matter. And then we get down to the next core set, and this is probably the worst. This is easily the worst core set of the year, probably, because while this did have one of the most meta-defining impacts, because it let decks like Infernoble and Unchained become tier 1 immediately. The value of the set is terrible because there's not really that many good generic cards. Everyone overhyped Revolution Synchron because the OCG kept topping with Tearlaments playing this. Here's the problem. They ran Chaos Ruler. And in the TCG, we had banned Chaos Ruler a while ago. I can't remember when exactly. I know that it did get banned pretty early on. I think it was actually last year when it got banned. But yeah, that's it. It got overhyped. It was really high on pre-sale, I think like 70s or something, and then it quickly dropped down. Yeah, it's like $30. Jeez. I remember the QCS were also like 150 or 200 or something. But yeah, when your highest card is like $100 in a QCR, you know the set's really bad. Because your next value set is really just your next value card is just Rev Synchron, which I guess at a box at $40, that's still not worth it. I guess you have to pull Rev Synchron, and I guess like I don't know, Dark Corridor, because I think Dark Corridor is like probably $18, $19 or something. Let's see. Yeah, Dark Corridor. Crimson Dragon's like it's all over the place. Like, we'll say $16. I don't want to look into another tab for it. Dark Corridor's still worth a lot. It's good for Dark World, but I don't think you're playing 3 of these because this is a hard once per turn. Sleipnirs did go up actually. These were really cheap. I can look at this really quickly. These are really cheap because no one was playing this card whatsoever. And then in Joshua Schmidt's build, I believe he played 1 of these, so people were buying these for Bushido Runic. But yeah, these were what 6, and then got spiked up, and then now it's 14, like 14, 15. It's still kind of whatever. Just know this will also get reprinted next year. And then Unchained Soul of Yama, yeah, this was pretty expensive at one point. A lot of these cards just dropped down in price so much. This set's so terrible too. There's just not that many generic cards. Although Red Eyes Black Mini Dragon being about like $2, $3 is actually pretty good for a super rare. It's kind of like Snake Eyes Ash, but Snake Eyes Ash is better. All right, then we look at the Terror. Oh God, like I would have said Maze was like better than this, but even Maze is pretty terrible, especially with Rary Collection destroying the value of Barone alone. Um, Raging Phoenix about 35. He did get bought out somewhat recently, like I think like actually a couple days ago, he got bought out. It was like $50, I believe, but it looks like it's repopulated now. There's still no value in the set. Look at this. You're paying $40 for a garbage box of a garbage set. You pull this, you don't even make your money back. Although you pull like 3, 4 ultras per box, but even then, like you have to pull down like Salmon Grade of Fire. I guess Volcanic Trooper is worth something. You still have to pull a Raging Phoenix just to potentially break even. Dempsey's did get bought up, but then they got quickly, you know, relisted because Rescue Ace was playing this, but I don't think they're playing this anymore. And then Volcanics just weren't good, unfortunately. Sorry, Pain. I guess the Volcanic support was just not good. But hey, he got his support, so that's awesome to see. But yeah, the rest of the set's just garbage. It's not even worth looking at. Then we have the Dueling Tins. Our first real, I guess, no, Monsters Revenge, I guess, was kind of the first reprint set. But I think this was the more hyped one because you had stuff like Fenrir, Lubellions pricing, because Lubellions were 90, 80 to 90. Fenrirs were like 50, 55 or something. And then initially they were like 70 after Photon Hypernova. And then Jerusalem's were 15, so seeing it back at 15 was actually pretty funny. But yeah, they were like 15 because Magnumus were 20. But um, these are your four values because they were also kind of shorted. Well, semi-shorted. You weren't seeing a lot of these compared to a lot of other secrets, prismatic secrets, but also because clumping is a thing. The Megatins has a problem with clumping, and this was the same thing last year. So I don't know why people were surprised, I guess, but it's not really a surprise. You knew there was going to be a lot of clumping. They're printing like, what, 300 damn cards in this set? Of course there's going to be stupid clumping. I wish there wasn't, but Konami is not really known for the good quality control anyways. Garura, still generically good fusion, and Super Poly is in the meta. Runic Tip. Holy Christ, I think this is like $8, $9? Yeah, this also saw a spike up. It's like $3 to $4, but then of course, YCS wins means Runic buyouts, and hey, look at that, yeah, $8. That's actually pretty good. Everything else is not really worth anything. These cards do have potential to spike up. Which one is it? Blue Eye Jet Dragon, I guess, can, just because it's a Blue Eyes card, because, you know, nostalgia always is high priced. When the new Blue Eyes Fusion comes out, maybe this is used. I don't know. I don't play Blue Eyes, but hey, sometimes just people just look at the name and they just go, hey, Blue Eyes Fusion? Well, that means I should buy out the other Blue Eyes cards, right? And then, you know. But otherwise, I don't think you need to worry too much about these. It's good to get copies of this, like Therions, I guess, or even the Labyrinth cards if you want to play that. The Labyrinth cards aren't really that expensive here. It's really just Arias from the new set, which we're about to go into because it's one of my favorite sets. I've opened so much of this set, it's actually unbelievable. How the amount of spent, I don't even know how much I spent this, but I've spent way too much. That's why I know. But yeah, SP Little Knights. Wow, almost 500 again. Wanted did get bought out. They were 200, and even before that, they were like 170s, like 150, 170. But now it's like 250. No surprise there. You're playing three of these anyways. Typhon has been maintained at 175, 185 price range, so that's pretty good. Dia Bellstars, what the hell? Did they get bought out again? That is wild. 170. Oh my god. This was yeah, this is 140. Listen, I pulled one. I bought one for like 120, 130 for 85% off, and I bought another on TCG Player for like 155. I thought even those were expensive, but hey, I guess people were playing Diabellstar. I mean, obviously they are with a wanted package, but you know, high rarity sells, and here we are with another buyout, 172. That's crazy. I don't know if this will be popular. Actually, this will get a reprint though, but it's probably gonna be later in the year. So unfortunately, you just have to wait quite a bit for that reprint if you're wanting to play that. Even the secrets, we'll get into that later. But wanteds, there's no verifieds. What the hell? There's no way. This can't be. This is like one. God, 130. Jeez. Okay. Let me get the SP first before I talk about this. This is a point I want to make. SP Lone Knight. Okay, 1 in 14, 1 in 15. Yeah, that's about right. It's just generic link too. Arias is the QCR. It did get bought out, but it's like 105. It was 120. Yeah, it's one. I see 120 listings, but yeah, it's like looks like it's repopulated a bit. Okay, so when it comes to cards like this, right? Obviously they're good. This is like a generically good package. You're playing like three of these, one DFL star. I guess if you play racing, he's playing two or whatever. But like you're playing one of these, one DFL star, or sorry, three of these, one DFL star, one original Sinful Spoils. It's like a spell card that's also in the set, and you're playing like Jet Synchron. That gets you into a free Synchro 8. If you're not playing Jet Synchron, I guess for whatever reason, you could pick up any level 1 fire. You're playing this in Fire Kings to get Aponics. You're playing this in Rescue Ace to get Hydrant. You can get other level 1 fires, like Kurikara, for example. Super good, right? That said, if you're not playing it, just sell it. There's always a thing where people like to buy cards and then hold on to it. Now, it'll make sense for rarity collection. We'll get into that next. But when it comes to cards like this, if you're not playing it, just sell it. You can make an easy profit. Everyone is looking for these cards, and they're expensive. If you're selling at your locals, you sell for like 85, 90%. Someone will buy it because they're thinking, I can get the card now. I can look at it before I purchase it, and I can pay less than full price. I can pay less than market price on TCG Player or something. Um, so these cards do sell, of course. But that's just saying, again, if you aren't in the dire need to play this, you're not playing like meta necessarily, you're not going to regionals or events, and you don't care, you can wait for the reprints and just sell this. There's no problem with selling it now, right? It's good to have, but I mean, the money is there. It's super expensive. Hell, even this Insetti card, Insetti was 50 for a while. And they got bought out as more people were playing the horse engine, if not, I guess, like the deck, I guess, but it's mostly just the engine. And now it's 73? Jesus Christ. 73, 74 for this card alone. And you're playing three of these, by the way, in the engine. You're playing three of these. So that's already $200+. Like, you're spending a lot just to play them. But hey, if you invested early and got your copies, then congratulations. You have made so much money. That's why I say Aegon really. Woo! Okay, I didn't even know. I didn't even notice this. Hold on, let me let me get through these. This is like actually like kind of crazy. Um. Okay, that box. Okay. Oh, I mean I knew it was gonna get bought out. But so, DFL stars. Let's get the news straight. I'm like, oh, Jesus. The gift card keeps on giving. $39, 40. Yeah, these did get bought out too. So these are $40 for a secret. These were floating like 30s, if not less. They were actually less than 30s for a bit. But yeah, these quickly went up because you already played one of these. Rescue Ace now plays, I believe, two if not three, because of the airlifter hits. Typhon generically good. Exceed 27, 28. Yeah, that makes sense. Arias did see a buyout. Oh no, I just took it out. Arias did see a buyout because of the Labyrinth deck. You are absolutely playing three of this. If you're not playing three, then you're stupid. This card got bought out. Yeah, it was like, how much was it? I don't even know. Yeah, it was 15. This was like cheaper before because people like, did not care about it for some reason. But even though I think we knew transaction rollback was coming out too for a bit. But whatever. Uh, $27 for Arias. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's get on this box really quick because that's crazy. This is 90. This was 90 for a box, right? It's 90. Could you believe there's a time when this is 70? And someone bought three of them. What the hell? Someone bought three of them. And now look at these guys. 127, 130. By the way, if you're trying to profit on this set, don't buy this. Why? Because 127, you have to pull Wanted and like yes, there's a lot of good cards like Snake Eyes, Ash even. I didn't look at it, but I saw it earlier before I started recording. It is about like $3 now, and you're getting like on average one Ash a box, so that's like, that's good. But like you still need to pull really good secrets. And even maybe a good ultra too. Like yes, Imseti, Wanted, and SP are worth they were worth the value of a box. Now, this is way too expensive for a box. I personally would never buy a box at this price. I've bought boxes for 90 for my locals. I've bought boxes for, I think the highest I paid, actually, no, the highest I did pay was 90 for a box. I would never pay this much for this goddamn box. It's not worth it. If you pull bad, you neg hard. At least if you spend like $90 on the box, you pull like a Flamberge and the Visa stamp, sorry, but maybe you pull a Typhon. Hey, you make up like a third of your value back. This, you have to pull hard. You have to pull the best cards, or else you neg hard. And you never want to neg that badly. Yes, buying boxes are always a risk, but this is way too much for a box. I would not touch this at all if I were you. And that said, we're going to Rarity Collection. This is probably better value because it's a $90 box. Hey, and the QCRs have been bought out, of course. A lot of them, at least. The staples. Effect value is 70, Imperms are 70, Barones still maintaining that $44, $45 price mark. Triple Tax did get bought out too, yes. Same with the Beers. People were just buying out QCRs because of the FOMO. They're thinking, oh, I should get these now before they bought out. These boxes are still kind of worth it, honestly. And it's not bad to just buy the boxes at 90 because you are getting a lot of staples that will probably go up over time. And these cards probably won't be reprinted next year, except maybe in structure decks, like an Ash in the next structure deck. But even then, it's like, that's a common Ash. If you want your higher rarities, you can get them here. Like, there's super, ultra secrets, and then prismatic secret, ultimate rares, and then like collector's rare and stuff. But like, yeah, all the QCRs, they did go up in price, they did get bought out. It's no surprise. So I'm surprised it might be like it's Fallen of Albaz and stuff or some other cards. But like again, depends on the meta what people are playing. Like people started playing Celine, so then that got bought out. People are playing Deco Tucker Heat Soul for Fire Kings and like Rescuers. Like yeah, of course that's gonna get bought out. Pre-prep. This is for I think Silent Force, or they're translated as Voiceless Voice in the TCG now. But yes, those are coming in February. So that is something that people bought this out for because like, oh, if I want to play that, I gotta get pre-prep, right? Because it is like a ritual deck. Borderless Savage, this got bought out. This is crazy. AFD, yeah, all these cards just see like buyouts. It's actually crazy. Like the value of this box is just increasing as time goes on, and we likely won't see reprints for a while on these cards. The only things I'll see reprints are probably staples that are reprinted in like OTS, or not OTS, in structure decks. But otherwise, the value keeps going up. So honestly, I would have suggested Agog if someone would ask me like which box I should get. I say for fun, get Rarity Collection because Rarity Collection it's fun. It is fun to open and it's fun to get staples. But and all these high rarities, it is cool to get. In terms of money, Agov would be worth it. However, Agov is now 127 the box. Unless it repopulates and goes down in price, I would not get Agov anymore. I think at 127, you're getting ripped off. You can easily get a bad box. If you're buying online, not saying all sellers like this, but some sellers do like pull until they get the SPs and like the wanteds and like the QCRs, and then they just sell the rest. Because on average per case, you're getting like 2 SPs a case. You're getting like maybe like 1 to 3 wanteds or like 2 to 3 Mcetis. If they pull the good cards, they just sell the boxes out. Not saying all sellers do this, but some do. It is a thing. So just forewarning, like if you're gonna buy boxes, I would buy from like a trusted locals, to be honest. Because honestly, your local OTS store or card shop, if they have them, they're not gonna be charging market price, or they shouldn't be. If they do, then they're just scammers. And now, last set of the year, right? This set sucks so far. So Centurions is easily the best archetype of this. It's Centurions, Mementos, and Valmonicas. So far in the OCG, Phantom Nightmare only introduces one new support. It's a single card. It's a Ghost in the Attic Retrain for Mementos. Now, it's a great card for Mementos, but it doesn't help Mementos with their end board. It doesn't do enough to push them into the meta in any way. It's not even a rogue deck. Centurions, however, and Valmonicas, neither one of them have had announced first wave support. I guess some people call these like the first wave. I personally just say the first wave of support is when the next wave of cards come out. I just call these initial waves, and then I call the first wave of support whatever. But anyways, the point is, Centurions and Valmonicas have not had their supports announced. These cards are still relatively expensive, especially Centurions. Centurions are going to be the most expensive, obviously. You're playing 3 Emblema, 3 Primera, all that stuff. And Trudea's, I think, yes, Trudea is also a 3 of. But, be warned, these are expensive now, right? Especially Centurions. But Valmonicas and Mementos are very cheap. Like Mementos, you're playing 3 of the Anguish, for example. Valmonicas, you're obviously playing 3 of. I think you are playing 3 of each of like the monsters, the light and darks. But be warned, if they get support, that's really good. They'll see some levels of buyout, and then if they start topping the OCG, they will see even bigger buyouts. Now, a lot of people like to say that the OCG doesn't determine the market prices, but they are wrong. OCG, despite being a different format, gives us a base idea of how to deck build and how to play the decks. And then TCG kind of takes it to another level and then improves upon that. So if you want these cards, like you should just get them now. Like these Valmonicas, these Mementos, they're super cheap. The super rares are not going to get bought out. They're super rares, for God's sakes, who cares? But the the ultras, you should keep an eye on them for sure. Like if you want to play the decks, of course, get them whenever you want. But I would suggest getting these cards, at least the Valmonicas and the Mementos. If you're playing either one of those, get them now. Emblemas, I can see you holding off because of course Primera, even Trudea, and Emblema Oath, they're all expensive, like 30s. Like this is not like a budget player deck, by the way. And these will very likely not go down. So this is something to keep an eye on. However, we did get these printed this year. So there is a likelihood that they will be reprinted next year. As to when they're reprinted, I don't know. But that's something to keep in mind. The scary thing also is that because they are probably going to be reprinted next year, you are going to see that if they get new support, it'll probably be relatively close to when they be reprinted. Like say these are reprinted in the Megatins, right? Uh, for us, Legacy of Destruction, they only have half of their cards announced, so it is likely that we'll see Valmonica and Centurion support for Legacy of Destruction. In the TCG, as far as what was announced, we are getting that set late April. So say our next Megatins are September, and they reprint like the Centurions or all this stuff. Well, April, May, yeah, late April. So we'll say like May, June, July, August. So you have like 4 months to play the deck before they get reprinted. I mean, if you don't care about regionals and stuff, then it doesn't really matter. You don't need the cards. You can just wait. But otherwise, if you're potentially like thinking of like going to events and stuff and like playing these decks, I would suggest you get your cards now. Centurions, these are the main expensive cards. Even Tradea is a bit expensive, but everything else is relatively cheap. I would just get playsets of these cards now, especially like the Mementos and the Valmonicas. Now that they're cheap, I don't think Mementos or Valmonicas will be anywhere near tier 1. I think Centurions obviously have the best chance because they easily get into Crimson Dragon, they get into Synchro 12s. Right now they just Calamity Lock, but that's whatever. But I would just suggest looking into Centurions if you are seriously planning on playing them. And if you're seriously thinking about Valmonicas or Mementos, just get all your cards now. Just get all of them now. It's just better to get them now than regret it if they get like really good support and start getting tops. Because people said that about Rescue Ace, and then Rescue Ace got bought out completely when it started getting tops in the OCG with like the new with the like new their support in Duelist Nexus, like Emergency and Preventer. And then when the Sinful Spoils package came out, they were just even better. So people bought out the Rescue Ace cards and they were really expensive. If you don't want something like that to potentially happen, you can't think about getting these cards now. It's not a bad idea. That's it. That's pretty much it for the market watch. This went on longer than I thought. I think I kind of rambled on at the end, but I'm still trying to get used to this. I guess I hope people kind of enjoy this. It's been kind of a wild year. I think the first half of the year was kind of not super exciting when we had like Cash Tier format. But then the second half of the year is a lot more exciting because we saw a lot more variety with decks in the meta. And then we also saw like Rarity Collection printing all these staples for more accessibility for all players of all kinds. So budget players especially could get all their staples for really cheap. I think it's really cool. And then we had like sets like AGOV that's just money printing machines, except now AGOV's way too expensive to be honest. But that said, I hope people watching this or listening to this enjoy the market watch. I do want to do more of these, and I will, I guess, do in a more professional way. I just need a better setup, and I just need to get used to speaking like this because so far I've just been doing box openings, but I do want to do more market watches and stuff. And maybe if I'm like confident and comfortable, I'll maybe do more stuff like I don't know, deck building and duels and stuff. But for now, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope everyone has a great New Year's Day. I think that's right. Yeah, New Year's Day. So, bye.